Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. Watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Belstaff Ivy leather jacket, available at RevZilla.com. This is the Ivy from Belstaff. This is their flagship retro leather moving into 2018. This is quite the investment. This thing's absolutely gorgeous. The finishes are amazing. It's 0.9mm horsehide, and you'd probably want to sleep in it because it's 9 times more expensive than your bed. This is a $1,700 jacket. Now, I love it. I love Belstaff. I think their stuff is really cool. It is super high fashion, meets super amazing finishing details coming out of Europe, but you have to decide if you want to play in crazy town with a jacket that maybe there's going to be like 25 of you in the entire country next year rocking these, because 25 of you might be able to afford it, and then 25 of you might say, that is the jacket for me. Now, all jokes aside, you're going to have to make the distinction of whether it's worth it or not, but it is a beautiful, beautiful high-end leather jacket from Belstaff. Now, you can see it's an asymmetrical zip. I have armor that's going to be baked in, elbows as well as shoulders. That's going to be D3O, again, adding that molecular armor. But outside of that, you're looking at a jacket that's really best suited for spring and fall riding. It is horsehide, which ultimately has a tighter follicle, so it'll be a little bit more water resistant. But ultimately, there are some trade-offs with horsehide. We're going to talk about that in a bit. And then a quick note on Fitment. I have high-vis Brian to my left, 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size large. And I will comment that if you look at the Belstaff size chart, a 42 chest is going to be extra large. We find these things fit about a half to a full size large. So when you're thinking about it, go a size down. He's in the large. It fits him just fine. He has plenty of room to move, and he has an athletic build. If you're having issues, give us a shout. Remember, we'll ship for free over 39 bucks. I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to RevZilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, requests, and your feedback on the Ivy. Now, let's start with horsehide once again, right? So it's the tighter follicle. What's the trade-off? The abrasion resistance of horsehide isn't exactly what it would be of cowhide. It's not as strong. There's also another thing about these horsehide jackets. If you're thinking about any leather that's north of the $800 mark that's not a race leather, you've probably seen the shot leather jackets as well. Shot's horsehide is heavy duty, like 1.3 to 1.4 mil grade. And ultimately what that means is that it is a stiffer horsehide that needs a ton to break in. This is not like that. This is finished. It has a nice wax tan to it. It's not overly shiny. The drag isn't overly sticky. What it does have is a beautiful finish that feels broken in right out of the gates. So again, knowing that it's more of a fashion-inspired jacket, Belstaff's approaching things with a premium touch that doesn't take that 2 years and 20,000 miles to get broken in the way a shot is. That's a big distinction. The other thing about this jacket is they're using big panels. You can see that. Cheaper leather jackets, you're going to see a lot of different panels sewn together. This leather jacket has main construction panels. It has its sleeves. It uses some overlays that are done and quilted up here towards the shoulders, but ultimately very thoughtful, using big premium cuts of horsehide. Now, some of the other finishing details here. Double snap at the collar, micro corduroy at the collar, which is wicking and very soft. I wish I had a third snap here so I could snap it back if I'm not riding with it open. It is your classic rocker style asymmetric. You can snap it both open if you want to go down that road. Again, a little bit more Ramones, but ultimately we like it better on high-vis Brian here, mostly zipped up today. Working our way down. Big zipper pulls, they are anodized, they're the premium Belstaff pulls. Basic hand warmer pockets along the sides of this, and notice how the zipper termination at the bottom has a big snap and a rubberized snap on top of a flap over that zipper termination, so it's never going to bite your tank, knowing that a big contingent's riding a more retro or cafe-inspired bike that typically gravitates toward the Belstaff gear. Turn and face away from me. If we look at the side, notice that D3O armor comes into play. It's going to be a softer armor. It becomes rigid upon impact. You see it show up again here at the elbow into the forearm. Notice the quilting. I keep touching him, not because I like high-vis Brian, but because this is absolutely beautiful leather. It just has a really, really nice finish and feel to it. Again, that's that fashion premium element. We talk about certain brands that play in that pool, Belstaff being one, Dainese playing in another, but honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen a Dainese jacket, even at a $1,000 plus price point, do leather that feels like this. Theirs typically tends to feel a little bit more technical, and that's going to be the distinction, or a little bit more vintage. You work your way down. Notice the big Belstaff buckles along the sides for adjustment. You're not going to be doing them on the fly. You're kind of going to set it and forget it with those, and then turn backwards for me. I'll tell you, for the price point this guy comes in, even if it comes optional, it should come with a D3O armor back that you could put in, or armor back protector. You can add it later, but ultimately notice the big, massive panels of leather. Again, not a lot of cuts here, dually stitched. You do have some light quilting along the backside with a hair of a drop seat if you are in that 3/4 or more cafe racer position. Come back, stop right there. Suede Belstaff logo along the sleeve. Notice it's tonal, it's muted. It's not meant to be in your face, but I will tell you that's a much bigger logo than we typically see on some of the Belstaff gear. Come around to the front for me there, Briz. And if we open it up, unsnap it, pull it down, you're gonna see Napoleon pocket along this side. Open it up all the way. Notice it's a quilted satin liner. I like this jacket for spring and fall. In the summer, you're gonna get warm. You can open it to flow air, but it is not a perforated jacket. And the wintertime, depending on the precipitation factor, you can always beef up your base and mid layers underneath it, being that it is non-perforated. You can stretch it. But ultimately, I'm looking at this jacket and I'm saying, do you really wanna ride it in the rain? You can. It is wax, it is horsehide, it's more rain resistant. But if I'm investing at this level, I'm probably trying to think about wearing it on more fair weather days. You can see on the inside, just very clean, cleanly finished inside of the placket. You can see, get a gauge of what it looks like with the asymmetry opened up. But this is really Belstaff's take on that classic motorcycle jacket that we see Schott execute on so well, but this is their high fashion take. I'm gonna put that guy back there, snap that down, you'll be good to go. All in, we absolutely like it. It is a massive investment. Only you knows if you're gonna go to that level. The next step in your journey is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews on the Belstaff Ivy. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for you over $39. If you wanna talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion, latest and greatest in the motor universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.